everyone, I'm Jeannie from ASTROHYPE PINKBLACKVIVI. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'll be talking about astrology, spirituality, and lifestyle. So in this video, I'll be talking about intimacy and dating astrology. And the subject today I will be talking is Neptune in partner first house. So in Synastry, so what is a Synastry? Synastry is you put two charts of two individuals in the relationship on top of each other like this, and you will see which planet from this person A will blend onto which house, and whatever which planets of partner person B to determine the relationship of the two individuals, to see if they should start the relationship and to see if you guys are matched with the other person, so to speak, right? So at first I want to talk a little bit about Neptune. What is a Neptune? Neptune is a planet that defined Pisces, right? And this is a modern ruler of Pisces, because Pisces have two planets rule them, the ancient ruler Jupiter, as everybody knows, and Neptune is a modern ruler. So when the astronomer and astronomy figured out Neptune is the planet that they cannot see. Sometimes they see it, and sometimes they don't see it. It's a scientific fact. So which mean determine that Neptune is very delusion, mystical, and you couldn't see it based on like scientific fact story of astronomy, right? But let's talk more about the meaning of Neptune in astrology. So with astrology textbook, they said that, like I said, Neptune is very delusion, and very mystical and very spiritual planet, and it's represent for Pisces, is room Pisces, and Pisces is originally the sign room 12th house, and 12th house also room the dream, the subconscious, the fantasy, and sometimes the 12th house also rule clandestine, which is an affair, so to speak, right? With Vedic astrology, the 12th house and Neptune also rule. Vedic don't judge planet Neptune, but I think similarly to the 12th house, Neptune is more of like behind the scene bad. So okay, so bad side story, for example, like intimacy always like behind the door, closed door. But with Neptune, it's more than that. With Neptune is like kind of like I have an affair. So not out in the open that you're not married to the person, but you only do something with that person very secretive way, so to speak, right? So that's talking about Neptune. And Neptune also rule fantasy and dreams and illusion, and like I said, all the like la land things, you know, not reality. So what is the meaning of when you have your Neptune go conjunction with your partner first house, and vice versa, your partner Neptune go conjunction with your first house, so go into your first house, right? Let me say something about the Synastry. So a lot of people judge Synastry, the first and the seventh house, just only the first and the seventh, but they don't judge the ascendant and descendant. But I mainly check the ascendant, descendant, and the earth have the degree have to be tied. For example, your Neptune is in Pisces. For example, your Neptune is in Pisces 10 degree, and your partner first house, the first house have the range 30 degrees, but you have to see the partner ascendant, AS ascendant, right? Where's that ascendant degrees? For example, you have, like I said, Neptune in Pisces, and your partner have the ascendant in their first house is around 9, 10, 11, 12, the range, right? So your Neptune will land right there, so you will form very, very tight connection with them, okay? So that's it. So that's for the technical part of astrology, okay? So let's move on to the juicy thing, the thing about the meaning of it. Like I said, Neptune is very delusion, and the first house is yourself, the house of the self, the house of the appearance, the house of how you project yourself out to the world, right? How you, the others people just first you and mainly think about you. And I make a whole series about rising ascendant side, first house. the first house is kind of like, for example, this shirt, right? This shirt, you don't know where's the shirt make or who make it or the quality of it. You just only like the style and the color of the shirt. The style and the color of the shirt is the first house, the ascendant. And like I said, the ascendant light exactly what you project to the world, right? For example, like that. And if your Neptune lands on exact on the ascendant of the partner on the in their first house, like you guys, when you guys first meet, it's really spiritual. So it's more of like the fantasy, the La La Land story, you know. And it started off very illusion. How I say it, for example, I'm going through this also, okay? So for example, you just only see that person on the street, and you suddenly just see them one time on the street, and you say, oh my god, this person, for example, your Neptune land exactly on the ascendant. You just only see that person on the street one time, and you, oh my god, who is this person? I like this person so much. Because the first house is the projection and Neptune is the fantasy. So your Neptune is your own fantasies. The most beautiful thing inside of your head. So you sometimes you draw of the person in the picture inside. Okay, so let's talk about this. It's exactly like this. If your Neptune lands on the person ascendant, you will see them as your dream guys or dream girl. Like the fantasy thing, the most beautiful fantasy thing in the world. Like the Neptune person will see the first house person as the projection. Okay, that exactly what I'm saying is easy. Okay, so the Neptune person will see the first house ascendant person as the projection of them. They see them as the most beautiful and fantasy story in their head. For example, the Prince Charming, the most beautiful girl. And the first match of you guys is very La La Land. Like I said, when you just see that person on the street just only one time, and you, oh my god, who is that person? I have to get to that person right away, because that's the person that you draw in your head. That's the fantasy, not knowing the person in the real life, right? And vice versa, the first house person. So if you have ascendant land exactly on the Neptune of the other person, right? The first house person will see this person will see the Neptune person, the house person see the Neptune person very mystical, like this person is like a celebrity or something, because Neptune also rule the camera and movies and filmography. So the first house person will see the Neptune just like, oh my god, this girl, this guy look like a model, this guy look like a film star, or very mystical. Or if it's talking about more spiritual sense, the first house person who see the Neptune person is like the aura of them is very mystical, very spiritual person, and very shining a light. It's very like Mother Teresa, so to speak, right? This person very generous, because Neptune is also generous planet. But they said that if you can plan this first house with a Neptune, it's very extremely beautiful relationship, like out of the world relationship. But it's really hard, because Neptune is very hard to grasp planet. Like I said, when astronomy find out about Neptune, they couldn't see it. They couldn't see the planet Neptune for like first year or whatever in astronomy, right? So like I said, if you guys can pass through certain thing in your life and make it stable, because Neptune need to be stable. Neptune doesn't mean that illusion. It just means that it's hard to grasp. It just means that you take more time to build it. But once it's built stable, it's gonna be extremely beautiful relationship, like out of the world, like otherworldly relationship. Because Neptune, like I said, the highest octave of love is Neptune. It's the highest. Neptune is the highest octave of Venus. And if you, like I said, it's hard with normal people with reality. It's so hard to have a beautiful relationship, pass through certain time, right? Like I said, the first house person always be the person that keep the relationship grounded, keep a relationship more practical, because the first house, the self, the body of that relationship. So if you guys want to make this relationship work, if you have Neptune conjunction with the partner 7th house ascendant, I'm sorry, the first house ascendant, you have to rely more on the practical side of the house person. So the first house person will be a torch, guide the Neptune, follow them in practical sense, and the Neptune person will be soften the first house person is more spiritual and more inclined in touch to the heart space. I know that a lot of intimacy and dating astrologer bash the relationship of Neptunian theme. And I used to bash it too myself, because it's so hard. Two people have to be inclined towards each other, and usually these relationships happen either with twin flame or with soulmate, if you believe in twin flame. I know that a lot of people believe in soulmate, but you guys don't believe in twin flame. Twin flame is the different story, but usually Neptunian theme is also with the twin flame, more of the twin flame than a soulmate. Because like I said, the otherworldly meaning of it. Neptune is otherworldly already, and two individuals usually come together. Like if you guys are Neptune and the first house person come together, usually you guys do good deed for society. For example, you guys will do volunteer, you know, helping others people, and it's gonna be a beautiful relationship, like I said. But you have to first you have to rely on the foundation of practicality in the first house person. So the first house have to be more practical. They mostly practical, and the Neptune person will soften it, go follow and soften it. So like I said, it's easier for the female to have the Neptune, to be the person in the Neptune, and the male is the body of the relationship, which means the male is the ascendant, the first house person. So it's easier than vice versa. I'm not bashing, I'm not discriminate the gender, but like I said, male is more masculine, more stronger. So they more practical and more hold everything together, you know. Okay, so like I said, this relationship is very beautiful. Obviously, you have to judge everything in the chart also, because talking about one aspect at the time is just premature, because I was in intimacy and dating astrologer for years, and I'm not judging just only one aspect. I judge a lot of things, but mainly I want to look at the first house and the 7th house first. So which planet land on, vice versa, the other planet lands on the 1st and the 7th. That's why I start the series with North Node and the 7th, because it's the first thing to judge for marriage. Then this thing is just for our otherworldly relationship, which means two people will. Okay, one thing, you guys can be a couple, celebrity couples also. Celebrity couples have this aspect also, because it's Neptune involved with it, involved with the screen, you know, the screen like TV or filmography or even YouTube. A lot of YouTube, famous YouTube couples, they have this aspect also in the first house, also in the 7th house, right? So that's just it, and I just don't want to bash this relationship. I encourage every couples to have, even you have this aspect and you don't have nice aspect other to ground the relationship, because sometimes if we are intimacy and dating astrologer, we always look at this relationship in the first house first, and then we see, okay, the other placement not very grounded, we will like suggest the couples don't go ahead to do this relationship. But I mean, you can do whatever you want, you know, everything can work out if you understand and you trust and you believe. But with this relationship, I have to say that is the trust, trust not just in you guys, not just in the relationship, but you have to trust in God. And talking about God, I want to say that God is everywhere, every religions, right? Whatever you Christian or you Buddhist or whatever religion, whatever God you believe, if you want to make this relationship of Neptune conjunction with the first house of the other person, you have, both of you guys have to trust in the path of righteous, which means trust in the path of doing good deeds for others people, and trust in the path of religions and God, not just only trust into yourself, and guide each other in the path. And also I want to say that this relationship will bring out a lot of writings. Why I say that? And a lot of arts, because Neptune also arts, poems and writing. And if you guys never write before, for example, you never write before, if you start this relationship, we will start like, get in touch with writing. You will write something, I'm sure, okay? Write about the other person and vice versa, they will write about you. And also because of the 12th house, seclusion and all the poems and arts, and you started creating art. For example, you never know about art or whatever, but your Neptune, whatever side Neptune lands on, just only lands on the first house and have to be conjunction with the ascendant, the first house ascendant of the other person. You guys will write. You guys will write for sure. If you guys don't write, you guys will do religions together and trust in God, whatever, because of the matter of the Neptune element here. And like I said, if you guys both of you guys pour yourself into helping other people do good deeds for society, practicing in religions and practicing in higher learning, spiritual learning, or even astrology, it will give you a lot of good resources, and you will manifest a lot of good stuff in your life, both of you guys, okay? So that's the path of this. And I want to say that like I said, I always encourage people to go ahead with their heart. Do whatever you think is good with your heart, because especially with Neptunian relationship, everything will be very foggy. You couldn't see the way towards. You couldn't see the way forward. You couldn't see it. The whole relationship will be like, okay, so I just started, remember, the communication first started very, very glitchy. What I mean that, like, sometimes you send a message to this person, the Neptune send the message to the first house person is get lost, and vice versa, the other person sent to you is get lost also. Maybe Neptune also rule the 12th house, and maybe you are foreigner. Usually, like, I just started to remember a lot cases. Neptune in partner first house, you guys will meet the person very foreign to you. Extremely foreign. I'm not saying like the person live in foreign land. Maybe they live in foreign land also, okay? But sometimes they live in the same country as you, but different town, different cities, and they are foreigners to you. For example, different ethnicity, so to speak, right? For example, you are Asian, but you meet the person is white, and for example, you black, but you meet the person is Asian. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like that. It's very, very foreign relationship, because Neptune is the 12th, and the 12th house is foreign land, far away land and seclusion. So the thing you not related to you. That's a Neptunian things also, right? And also you can date the person like outside of your country. For example, I love the show 90 Day Fiancés. And 90 Day Fiancés is talking about the reality show, talking about all the couples, like the American, and they go to different country and have significant others. They might have, I'm not checking their chart, some of them might have Neptune in the first house also. And the Neptune always rule the yearning, the longing, the very sad moment of like wanting to be next to the person that you love, but you couldn't. Because of the 12th house, go back to 12th house, it's the yearning. and how you control that yearning just by writing down or do art or look up to God, whatever God you have in your life, to subside the hurt, the pain inside of yourself. Okay, because of that happened with both the Neptune person and the first house ascendant person at the same time. So I'll conclude this video. I want to say that it's a blessing, and at the same time it's a hurting things from the universe. And I'm not like the other intimacy astrologer bashing this. I'm not gonna bashing this. I just encourage you guys to go ahead with your heart if you have this placement, but you have to, like I said, you have to do art or together, or you have to look up to God, whatever religions, to subside the painful, hurtful of the yearning and longing. And also you have to base the practicality of the relationship is based more on the first house person, the ascendant person. They have to mold, like to mold that relationship into a thing. And then the Neptune person will soften it and make it like a shape of something, you know. It's like an art also. It's like an art. For example, you do, I don't know what. Maybe you make something, you know. You make a vase, and the first house person will mold it into a vase, and the other person will like do paint it, or the Neptune person will paint the vase and decor it and make it like a nice fine art piece. Okay, it's that easy. Okay, I'll lose off track right now, but you guys understand what I'm saying. And with everything, I always say that it's a blessing. Everything is a blessing, because God put you guys together in each other path for a reason. Everybody come into our life for a reason, and it's the time that it's the right time that we have to meet the person. Because with Neptune, it's extremely mystical. It's the meeting extremely mystical. For example, the person, like you have Neptune and the other person, you just come out on the street and see the person at the coffee store, but then you like the person so much, just was first met. For example, you just only see that person on YouTube or TV show, whatever. You like the person so much. But then if you have, like I said, if you have Neptune conjunction right next a degree into that person ascendant, God will align you guys. Even though you think, oh, this person not gonna know who I am. Not gonna know who I am. For example, you see that person on the street just one time. You see that person on TV just one time. See that person on whatever, maybe Instagram for just one time, and you might take a chance and write a letter to them, whatever, and it get lost. But God will align that for sure. If it's right next into ascendant, God will align that, because that's the time God aligned two of you together to make that relationship together. Okay, so I support for every individual. I support for every relationship type. So if you have anything, just comment in my video and tell me about your story. How can you meet the person if you are a Neptune or first house ascendant person? I would love to hear all of that story, all of the beautiful, interesting story about couples. I used to be like intimacy and dating astrologer, and I love to listen to story to my client before too. I love so much all the love story, you know. I love to hear it. So like I said, just write comment to me, and you know, if you have any concern, just write comments and I will reply to you guys. Thank you so much for you guys watching my video. Please share, subscribe, like, comments to my video, obviously, so I can have motivation, make more good video to you guys. Have a wonderful day, night to everybody in the world. Bye.